Assalamualaikum and good morning to our beloved lecturer Dr. Zurani alias. My name is Nur Shakira binti Imat. My group members are Hanafi, Saiful, Sarminita and the last one is Sumaya. Today, me and my group members will be present about our research paper titled Factors that Affect the Sustainability Performance of Hospitality Industry in Selangor. For my part, I will present for the title and background of study. I will start with our title. The alarming spread of the coronavirus infection has halted the world, especially hitting the hospitality industry more severely. Unexpected travel restrictions and border closure for most countries across the world have caused millions of livelihoods and job loss. The current pandemic crisis will not infer any substantial change to the tourism and hospitality sector in terms of its future management, operation and planning, rather prevail business as usual like post-crisis business environment. This would be precisely worrying because we should not overlook the fact that the current pandemic crisis has not only aggravated the hospitality industry downfall but also reflects the lack of business resilience and vulnerability of the global hospitality industry players, including Malaysia. The main objectives of this research are to provide an overview of the key issues and challenges faced by the COVID-19 pandemic in Selangor hospitality industry, lesson learned from its devastating effects on the industry and to contemplate possible solution as post-pandemic recovery. Eventually, to proceed possible direction for the future research. In doing so, a comprehensive review of the most recent selected literature was gathered from journal, online news portal, and relevant online platform to extract the current state of the art knowledge. The managerial implications of this research are to assist the hospitality managers by providing a glimpse of the current forthcoming challenges in the industry. Furthermore, to provide critical recovery strategies in the post-pandemic phase so that beneficial business strategies and policies can be achieved. Forward to the next slides, it is about background of study. The hospitality industry is a broad category of fields within the service industry that includes lodging, food and drinks, service, event planning, recreation, leisure, applied nutrition theme parks, travel and tourism. It also includes hotel, tourism agencies, restaurant and bars. The Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign has been cancelled due to the closure of numerous tourist attractions venues and service beginning March 18. This cancellation was made in the spirit of supporting federal government efforts to stop the spread of COVID-19 in Malaysia by implementing MCO. Several online newspapers including Malay Mail, Borneo Post Online and Dayak Daily have covered the story. Several newspaper stories claim that since the commencement of MCO in Malaysia, several tourist destinations and places have been closed to tourists. As COVID-19 incidents increased in March, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture was one of the authorities that notified the closure of many well-known attractions in Kuala Lumpur, according to the Star, 16 March 2020. The World Travel and Tourism Council has warned the COVID-19 pandemic could lead to a cut 50 million jobs worldwide in the travel and tourism industry. Asia is expected to be the worst effect, and the data suggests that the industry could take many months to recover. The vast expansion of hospitality industry has given quite an impact on Selangor, and it has made the state become a popular tourist destination. Importance of digital marketing for these industries plays a big role in supporting the business to achieve brand awareness within their target market. Other than that, the quality of service offered by this organization to their consumers are as important in order to serve their purpose and maintain their reputation. Lastly, in order to achieve their vision and mission, these companies require a strong support from their local government in order to have a smooth operation during business.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Hanafi bin Abu Samah and I will present about problem statement and research question and research objective.
First of all, tourists will produce income quickly in the tourism industry. Another kind of tourism that Malaysia is being known for is halal tourism. Halal tourism was not previously well known, and it is now gaining popularity around the world as a result of increased visibility in the Malaysian halal tourism industry. Second, through the hospitality industry is slowly improving. The COVID-19 crisis is still having a significant effect. entrepreneurs in the hospitality industry are expected to make significant improvement to their activities. With positive growth in domestic tourism as the start of the second half of the year, it's predicted that average occupancy rate are related sectors in Malaysia will rise by at least 24% by December. This confirms that the domestic segment is a main factor of the hospitality industry and a source of revenue for the economy. According to the Age Market, a year back under the Economic Transformation Program, and a plan was put into motion to make Malaysia is a leading tourism destination. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic halted the entire hospitality industry. This year, the hotel industry is forecast to lose up to RM 6.54 billion in sales. To help it rebound, the industry is now looking the domestic market. COVID-19 has had a negative impact on the hospitality sector. Many different measures have been involved in every sector at every time, causing the tourism and the hospitality industry to collapse even more. The hospitality industry is properly operated in sheltered areas and can be an effective instrument and economic resource toward conservation. The main factor influencing an organization is its effort to increase its market share involve people working in hospitality, consumers, and employees. Is a way that contribute to the improvement of good performance. Finally, this purpose study will serve to provide an understanding of the factor affecting the sustainability performance of the hospitality industry. We need to know every factor that positively influence the hospitality industry. It can be beneficial for the industry if handled and managed properly in a sustainable manner. This will help improve the situation and create value for the hospitality industry.
Okay, I will continue about our research objective. We have 3 research objectives. First one is to determine the significant relationship between digital marketing and its effect to sustain the hospitality industry performance. 2. To determine the significant relationship between service offering and its effect to sustain hospitality industry performance. And 3. To determine the significant relationship between government role and its effect to sustain hospitality. And then is research question. We also have 3 research questions. First, what is relationship between digital marketing and hospitality industry performance? 2. What is the relationship between service offering and hospitality industry performance? 3. What is the relationship between government role and hospitality industry performance?
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Ahmad Saiful Nizam. I will explain on my part on part 5, summary of literature review, and also part 6, the research framework and hypothesis. In our research, we find the dependent variable is hospitality performance. By look the author's name, Richie W. Jiang on the 2019, passing about hospitality performance, this event generate a high level of the uncertainty and usually require to the quick response in facing negative impact. But the next author is a Jen Stacy on 2020. The pandemic COVID-19 is crisis make descendant effects on the jobs and business. The overview, she looks many companies suffer severely affected losses. Make an response for viewing of lot of job will be lost. The good environment who keeps a healthy protection given will make to be practiced for operate consistently well, making encourage to industry to keep given support more maintain on global crisis potential for any long period. And other authors is by Gershoff and Chi on 2020. It is revealed that when the current COVID-19 pandemic crisis ends, the visitor is not comfortable as before to travel to a tourism destination. dine in at the restaurant and stay at the hotel. By the Richie B and on 2008, she might think due mainly to lack of devout resource and the lack of the knowledge and experience about how to be at. For the next part is independent variable. The first IB we choose a digital marketing. By the author's name Siriat A and the Muridianingam SL on 2020, they might guess the argues to the users of the media technology is very important to expand that the market business to consumer. The best decision is made based on the best options that can be displayed on their social media sites. Other authors named Kuma and Jonah R and Bala Subramantan K and 2020. She take a viewers of the digital marketing is product proactivity and taking risks have been shown to be crucial in developing creative digital marketing strategies for the organization. Every step of the entrepreneurial strategies needs to be enhanced in pursuit of the business progress, which is very radically changing drastically. For the next variable, we choose the service offering. We find the choose author by the Aiden and author on the 2005. The service of offering sector is very worried about the reopening of hotel companies to operate on the base of the case is still critical during this moment. The healthcare control equipment for ongoing infections should be continued to be pursued of for the provide protection to all people visit their area. And also the author by the Ryu K. Han and Han Kim DH by 2008, they think provided a good quality of service and the beautiful environment needs to be emphasized to maintain a strong title of the company hotel names, and the poor or bad ratings from the previous customer should be changed for the better in order to improve the quality of better service in their hotels company. Next variable, we choose the government roles. By the government role, we choose the author's name, the Zhang Ji on 2015. We finding for the journals, they talk about the national government needs to be controlled, which look at the performance of the probability of the hospitality industry to keep operation because it was economy factor to should stand strong in the tourism aspect. The arrival of visitor will see in terms of tourism culture that offer of service to them will be interpreted the potential of the country in make a deals doing business together with them. The next author is named the highest decay and Nightmare JD 2009 talk about the government role, the state government and which the federal government needs to work together to develop the performance of the hospitality industry for more consumer to visit their hotels in Malaysia. Not just letting go of the hand helps for the problems that occur and given more response to give more support between the two parties doing this hospitality industry factor for improve more goods. Framework and hypothesis. By the research framework is based on this research, the identified variable becomes components of the framework which is independent variable and the dependent variable. The most crucial aspect in the issue is highlighted and bold in a proper framework. The selected variable, which is the IV and the DV, become components of the conceptual framework as a result on this study. Okay, By the IB, we chose the digital marketing, service offering, and government roles. We become the aspect to hospitality performance, which is a DV part. On the research hypothesis, the result for the survey will differ based on the factor list and it can be used in the hospitality industry. Based on our research, the hypothesis number one, we can explain this a positive relationship between digital marketing and the hospitality performance, because by digital marketing they can promote their hospitality hotels to the consumer for visit and take promotion for their interest to choose that promotions. Also, the positive relationship by the service offering and the hospitality performance. This is because the better you get more service in a good offering by them, and took a very clean up for the during the COVID-19. Stand by the hand sanitizer, also wearing a mask, visit the hotels is more good aspect. For the hypothesis number three, we look at the positive relationship also for the government role on the hospitality performance, because government is set the new rules and policy to the hospitality performance to follow. Unemployment job will be reduced because during this COVID-19 many activities will be stopped, and before that company give us more subsidies for their support their company also.
My name is Sharmita Krishnamurthy. I'm going to present the next slide, which will be research methodology. The study design for this research is a cross-sectional sample. In this approach, the analytic framework simultaneously measured the outcome and exposure of the sample individual. Along similar line, a cross-sectional study design was used to investigate the interaction between dependent and independent factors. The research design applied for this research is a quantitative technique. Quantitative generates statistics through the use of large-scale survey research using methods such as questionnaire and open-ended structured question. In quantitative research, researcher use statistical analysis, which will allow for generalizations to others variable. Furthermore, in research design, researcher also use descriptive study. This descriptive study is the technique of researcher that enable to describe the significant relationship between dependent variable, which will be our hospitality performance, and independent variable, which will be digital marketing service offering and also government roles. Since this is a quantitative research, thus the data was conducted through the distribution of Google form, and the targeted respondent to answer this survey will be 100 respondents. For this question development, researchers have used secondary data, which means the variable of question that has been collected and compiled for a project other than the current one. The main reason why secondary data is used wisely for research is because of its cost effectiveness. This study data does not require a researcher to contribute any money, time, or effort upon creating new questions and take more time to test the validity and reliability of the question. For this research consists of 5 sections, which is section A, B, C, D, and E. This study employs the Likert scale, which is a 5-point scale. In section A, the questions are based on demographic elements such as gender, race, age, level of education, district, marital status, position in the company, and the type of industry they are working accordingly. Meanwhile, in section B, the questions are based on the independent variable, which is hospitality performance, followed by independent variable in section C, D, and E. There are altogether 6 questions in each section of independent and dependent variable. For sampling frame, researchers had targeted the entire group of respondents, mainly the owner, supervisor, management, and staff, who is between the age of 28 and above, and they are one of the workers working under hospitality industry in Selangor area. Thus, they will be reliable to answer surveys. Researchers use the target population process that applies to the entire group of people to help generalizing the result. Researchers perform a basic sampling for our analysis. Simple sampling could be a method utilized in probability sampling technique. This study was used simple sampling because since it involves an oversized sample frame, it's usually easy to select smaller sample size from the prevailing larger populations. Next, I will explain about our research proposed data analysis used for this research project. Quantitative data include descriptive, inferential, and SPSS analysis. All the data will be calculated to identify the patterns. The mean, median, frequency, and range are among frequently used descriptive statistics. Inferential statistics are the statistical procedure used to arrive at conclusion on relationship between the variables. They are different from data analysis because they are primarily intended to evaluate hypotheses. The quantitative analysis will be performed with SPSS software. SPSS include all the statistical techniques most frequently used throughout the software. The data analyzed by using the statistical, which are software tools in SPSS versions, reliability analysis, correlations, regressions, ANOVA analysis, and also coefficients analysis. Now I will explain each of the proposed data analysis used for this research. Explain each analysis used. SPSS or Social Science Statistical Package is used for complicated statistical data analysis by various types of researchers. Reliability analysis is used to test the consistency reflected by a scale. Cronbach alpha test used as a reference to determine the internal consistency and reliability for the four variables. Correlation test is conducted to determine the relationship between dependent variable and independent variable. The Pearson correlation is used to measure the significance of linear bivariate between dependent variable and independent variable. If there is a correlation between variable, it means that there is a systematic change in one variable. There is also a systematic change in the other. If correlation is found, this can be either positive or negative depending on the measured numeric. The fourth will be regression. Regression analysis is a method used in finance, investment, and other contexts which tries to determine the power and structure of the relationship between one dependent variable, usually denoted by y, and a set of other variables known as independent variable. The fifth data analysis used for this research will be ANOVA analysis. The variance analysis, also known as ANOVA, is a statistical analysis technique that divides and identifies statistical variation contained within a data set into two parts which are systematically factor and random factors. The systematic variable while the random factor do not have a statistical effect on the given data collections. Lastly will be coefficients. Researchers use correlation as a prediction of unidentified sample size and describe the correlation variable relationship to the response. Coefficient in regression model are the factors which multiply the created the financial crisis. As a conclusion, this overall research methodology explains what method is being used to gather information and collect data for this study. Interpretation of this research study and methods are used to perform the research such as research design, data collection, sampling method, sampling frame, unit analysis and for respondent, development of questionnaire and proposed data analysis.
Hi, my name is Sumaya binti Arifin. I will explain on part findings and conclusion. The result in findings shows that factors that affect the sustainability of hospitality performance in Selangor. Based on the research findings, only one independent variable have a positive relationship. It is between hospitality performance and digital marketing, whereas there is no positive relationship of hospitality performance with the service offering and government role. As we can see on the table shown, the first objective, research question and hypothesis are accepted and have an average influence. There is a positive relationship between hospitality performance and digital marketing. The second objective, research question and hypotheses are rejected and have little influence. There is no positive relationship between hospitality performance and service offering. The third objective, research question and hypotheses are rejected and have moderate influence. There is no positive relationship between hospitality performance and government role. In the table, a summary of the research hypothesis is provided under each research question. Between the three objectives, only one hypothesis is accepted and shows that digital marketing is the most influential toward hospitality performance. On the other hand, the other two hypotheses, which are service offering and government roles, are rejected because there is no positive relationship between hospitality performance. The only hypothesis accepted and is supported by the empirical finding is digital marketing with hospitality performance. To conclude, we can see that among variables that have been mentioned, only one variable, that is digital marketing, has a positive relationship with hospitality performance after a study as the most influential factors to sustain the hospitality performance. For others, such as government roles and service offering, the effect is only small, causing the factor that affect is less on sustainability, hospitality performance. After all, today is the age of technology and people generally prefer to use technology as the use of social media. This makes it easier for those who venture into the field of hospitality to easily attract the customer or user, as well as to sustain their hospitality organization performance.